Paranormal.
Wait a minute. There we go.
Who's next? Thundercat Prey. The Deadly Panthro. Defense Systems. Paranormal Strength. Master of all fighting arts. His shoulder spikes are endowed with remarkable properties. Panthro is a master mechanic, but Panthro is most deadly when he uses his fighting sticks and the dangerous substances he might conceal within them.
Yeah, we're back. We're back, baby. Do I have to speak with a deep, smooth voice like this? Oh boy. Do I gotta get extra smooth? Do I gotta impress you? Do I have to come up in the world and say, hey, how you doing? Do I gotta do all this ridiculous shit? What do I have to do to get your attention? Do I have to impress you with physicality? Who we got in this chat so far? I think we're gonna have fun because we're gonna go real smooth with the voice. I had to poke a little fun with people, man, because I heard that red pill podcasters don't get women, huh? I heard that we're the desperate. I heard that we not efficient enough to get women. That's what I heard, man. Oh boy, here's the link in the chat. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is too funny. I'm praying. I'm hoping. My opinion, I think Mossberg is superior because that's what we used in the desert environments. We used Remington in the Baltimore Police Department, and having experience with both shotguns, I think the Mossberg is superior. The controls on the Mossberg is much easier. Mossberg has made certain improvements, especially when it comes to not only pump action, but also semi automatic shotguns. I want to see Remington's version of the Shockwave because the Shockwave has impressed me not only as a book bag gun, but as a self defense tool when it comes to short shells. I think that's a better option. I think it's a more durable version because you could leave your shotgun, your Mossberg anywhere, and it's pretty much fine compared to a Remington. That I've seen plenty of Remingtons that had to go back and get, greased and the rust knocked off of it. So hey, that's my opinion. People may have others. I heard that if you talk about red pill content, no woman likes you. I heard that if you talk about certain things in red pill spaces, women don't like you. There's a link in the chat if anybody wants to come up. If you agree or disagree. I know this is a little impromptu, but I was tickled by this shit. Very much so tickled. So, we got 6 people viewing. Please, 6 people, let me know who's in the chat. Shout out to my boy, Faithful. One of the Faithful. Rip. LAPD SWAT. We got 7 up here. Tell me who's the 7, the magnificent 7 viewing. Oh, trust me. Have you noticed that? And I'm not talking down about any other content creator because I think we have a conglomerate of great content creators. But were you not impressed by Woman of the Past being elegant and feminine? Was that not a breath of fresh air, LAPD SWAT 1? Please, let me know your opinion. Anytime you want to come on the chat, you're free to do so, LAPD SWAT. Have you noticed that I had a very feminine woman, a very elegant woman, who agreed with everything I spoke about? Did she not talk about her experiences with the lack of femininity that's going on in the world today? Thank you. Mwah. Kisses, hugs, and loves from above to the women like Women of the Past. Thank you for validating everything that we say in this space. You were not a pick me because you obviously been picked. Have I not proven my point? When you're in the presence of an elegant woman, no, notice nobody cussed her out. Nobody, no one argued with her. Everybody was just taking the points from her, giving her her space and respect. Have you noticed all the men on the panel were highly respectful of her, asking her opinion? Did she seem like somebody that red pill men would just gang up on and beat up on? But remember, in this space, we don't get women. We don't know how to treat women. What's up, Andre? Have you noticed that, fellas? Andre, what did you think about Women of the Past last night? Was that not an elegant lady? Was that not a breath of fresh air just listening to her? I enjoy her speaking so much so that it put faith and love in my heart. Have I not on my show, since I've been doing this since what, the last 6 years, maybe 7? Mm, 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 mm. Have I not given everybody contrast live and in living color versus a harlot? What's up, Loss? Oh, if anybody want to get on the panel, this is the link. I have to say something because I know most people love my rants. It may not be a complete thought, or it seems like it's not a complete thought at first, but everything is a circular conversation. Oh, you can see the contrast with May versus Woman of the Past. Notice how she can answer direct questions, and May will deflect like Wonder Woman. I came across, and I love Comics Explained. I love Rob. I love his content. But there's certain people I've noticed who talk about red pill podcasters in the geek community. But have you ever noticed those podcasters have the body shape of a FD signifier? See, you can't be like the youngest in charge, Lois, who goes to MMA gyms, boxing gyms, still in great shape. Loss reminds a bit like me, nerdy but sturdy. He could beat you up with intellectualism, and he can also whoop your ass in physicality, if need be. But because he's so intellectually sound, he doesn't even have to touch you to make you feel defeated. Mm. Mm. Why do all these podcasters, and I like some of these guys, hell, I got action figures on my collection. Why does these podcasters make it a point to fuck around and say that red pill content creators don't get women? But yet, I left a lovely lady in PG to go party with my friends to celebrate the 30 years of brotherhood and friendship we maintained. Do you know how many 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds are hitting me up? And I just turned 44 April 1st. 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds? Mm, 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 mm. We got to stop right there. I'm as nerdy as they come, but I'm as sturdy as you could be. When I heard Rob from Comics Explained say that he listens to FD Signifier, thank you, thank you, thank you, Ray Hama. I just got to know, why do you think men who talk about women and maybe their complaints or concerns of women don't get women? The first rule of complaining about women is actually getting women. Has anybody figured that shit out? It's an easy equation. Let's figure this shit out, right? You still there? You still there, LAPD SWAT? LAPD SWAT, not to put all his business out, but they contract security not only in the United States, but outside the United States. If I was a phony when it comes to law enforcement procedures and military tactics, would you call me out and say that I was a phony? I'm just begging the crowd to say you're a phony. Have I been not only right but correct on everything that I predicted so far since you've been a listener, LAPD SWAT? Have I given in-depth information in certain scenarios, just like one of my most recent videos, Nashville versus Uvalde, the thug versus the warrior, in such a way that it's almost encyclopedic. And I appreciate that, calling me a wealth of information. I appreciate that. That makes me humble. Am I proud of the nerdiness that I display, of not only making my own superhero book, collecting figures, collecting comics? I am proud that I've gotten young men and women to read on grade level and beyond by introducing them to the world of comic books and manga. I am proud of that shit. I am proud to have some of your sons and daughters read because I took the time to give a damn. When I noticed that they could not read on level, I stopped training and practicing wrestling and told people to get the fuck up, get a book, and I want each and every one of you to read to me. Something that's foreign to the average black household. But I am the person who's nerdier than the goddamn nerd. But am I a tough man? Am I an honorable soul? Am I somebody that's willing to have your six from hell and back? See, what's one of the things that people do not understand? I'm going to bring you up in a second. Don't go anywhere, Andre. Anybody coming up, just be in the lobby. I'm going to bring you up. Am I one of those people who defended black people being nerdy? Am I one of those people who defended black people being creative? Not being the normal Negro? Am I not one of those people who said if you bully somebody because they have a difference of fucking opinion than you, come see me? I know how it is to be viciously bullied, not knowing how to fight during my younger years. But have you ever noticed when you learn how to defend yourself properly, the bullying stops immediately? Have you ever noticed when you actually take classes or learn how to use a martial art, a combat sport, you can't even beg a motherfucker for a fight. Have you noticed that I am the guy that said we need more black nerd, black intellectualism? I've even said that my channel is about the multifaceted man and woman. Have I not proven that shit day in and day out? But for some reason, when you can speak openly about your sexuality, you can speak openly about your political stance, but yet your code of ethics, no matter who you vote for, no matter what your complaints are, is null and void among my people. If you really want me to start my comic book channel, and you really want me to start giving you esoteric shit, have you ever noticed that not one of these content creators who deals with comic books and cartoons, anime and animation could not break down the esoteric shit that I broke down to you? Not one motherfucker ever talks about the hero's journey, with the exception of the esteemed Artisan MC, who probably started the shit. And everybody like him and like myself steals our ideas and never give us credit for the shit. Lost. How many people stole my ideas? ABM, Namer, others. For some odd reason, people who are red pill can't get women. Why is it now that it's popular to read manga, comic books, and watch anime and comic book animations now? Because of men like me, men like ABM, men like Namer, men like LAPD SWAT, who grew up as the oldest of millennials, grew up wanting to look at adventure, grew up having imagination, grew up wanting to enjoy life through not only artwork, but through literature. I don't want to hear shit till you got in a major fight because a nigga tried to steal or destroy your comic book paraphernalia. No, notice how quick people took my ideas. And even still, when people take their ideas, I even help them. I even help them with my point of view. Notice how many times I think of various multifaceted subject matter to speak about. Have you noticed that I can go through the Bible, DC Marvel Image, and Street Talk seamlessly? You can't tell me shit about comic books unless you read the fucking material. I was there for the death of Superman. One of the oldest comic books in my collection is The Dark Knight Returns. I received that shit at like what, 7, 8? The fuck can you tell me? I have comic books that are older than me in my collection. If you never had to go to a fucking dollar store to start your fucking collection, I am not somebody for you, casual. If you haven't watched Black Belt Theater and was interested in martial arts and combat sports, I am not for you, casual. Motherfucker, I'm a fan of mixed martial arts since UFC 1. I've watched Elite Fighting Championships. I've watched the Pancrase Association, where you got legends such as Mari Smith, Boss Rutan, Frank Shamrock, Ken Shamrock. By the way, for all you newbies, Ken Shamrock is the first king of Pancrase and the first UFC Super Fight champion. Some of you don't even know that I come from a lineage of combat athletes from my grandfather in boxing to my father, who holds a first, second, and third degree black belt. And the latter part of those black belts came from fucking Okinawa, which is the original land of karate itself. And what style of karate? Shoin-ryu. A very hard style of it. Myself, wrestling, my main style, boxing, catch wrestling, which is a brutal submission style, and also mixed martial arts. My nephew, wrestling, boxing, and MMA. My son, boxing and some wrestling. But I'm the one who was nearly 30 years involved in the sport of wrestling, told by a ratchet bitch that wrestling is not a fighting art. and she respects more dudes who slam people in the street, go ahead and go to a fucking, not even go to the, don't even go to double NCAA Division 1, 2, or 3. Go to a fucking top tier high school and see if your ass won't get dropped on your ass. Take your little street niggas and put them in that room, and that motherfucker will be running out in 5 minutes. Ask me how I know. All you little street niggas tried to come to our practices, and they couldn't hack it just from the exercise. And when it came time to wrestle, I put them on their neck hard as shit. When it came to wrestling, I'm your Grand Region Thrag. I am built and designed to humble you, regardless of your weight class. I'm the motherfucker who made it cool to wrestle, especially at Lake Clifton, especially in the city of Baltimore. I'm the motherfucker who was out the box. I'm the motherfucker who was hailed as one of the fucking best athletes this city produced. You ain't got to take my word for it. Almost 30 years. Almost goddamn 30 years ago, people still talk about my fucking matches. I'm the motherfucker said it was cool to play a fucking Street Fighter game before these Asian boys showed up. My ilk, people like me, we said it was cool. We said it was cool to watch X-Men. We said it was cool to watch Batman the Animated Series. We said it was cool to watch the animated series of Spider-Man. See, I grew up when the Disney Afternoon was a thing. Before it was a channel, before it was a streaming service. I listened to my father and mother enjoy Speed Racer, which was early anime. I remember them listening to Gigantor and speaking about it highly. I remember when learning how to play chess instead of spades when it wasn't cool. But y'all don't hear me though. But yet, we're not good enough to talk about women. We're not good enough to talk about mating and dating. First of all, let's look at the logical fallacy that you create with Red Pill. In order to be Red Pill, you had to deal with women first in their rawest emotions, in their rawest nature. See, I'm going to ask you, chat. Do I need to be an egomaniac talking my shit, black pill style? I'll give you the vote to say yay or nay. I'll give you the vote to say yay or nay. I'm the motherfucker that encourage people, instead of just reading about your favorite superheroes, why don't you work out and look like them? I'm your Superman, the comic book guy. I grew up giving esoteric knowledge to my godson who's going to the military, and so is his wife. And so have many other people before them, giving them the lessons that even Thundercats brought to you of masculinity. When Lion-O told Panthro during the anointment trials of strength. If it means fighting a friend, I don't have what it takes. And in his baritone, manly voice, he said, that's what we're here to find out. Fight. I am the final. Fuck being the final boss. I'm fucking Akuma. You have to do certain criteria to face me. And I'll put fucking M. Bison down. Now you got the real master of disaster. I will tell you to your goddamn face before creation comes destruction. But you gotta insult a lot of these men who had children, marriages, and they were done dirty. They can't get women. We ignore that part. Have you noticed the people who follow FD Signifier are in the same shape as him? They will utilize toxic masculinity. I will tell you, I like Rob from Comics Explained, but does Rob seem like the kind of guy that had to suffer what early millennials had to suffer? Black millennials, especially when reading their comic books in peace, something that gave them joy. When you came from a city like mine, when you went through the fucking drug epidemic of the 80s and the violence of the 90s, and you needed a fucking escape that didn't make you lose your fucking mind or go cynical or lead you down a path of criminality. When you can actually use words that are bigger than 3 fucking syllables. When you learn what a code was, when you learn what morality was, but yet you complain there's no real men. But tell me, how many times those sons of yours had a book that said Superman, Batman, Spider-Man? How many times have the words spoken, with great power come great responsibility? How many of you actually empathize with the X-Men of being hated because of something that you were born with? Being disabled, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Being black. Being gay. Being lesbian. Being different because you weren't black enough for the black people that they said you talk white. So I don't hear me though. You know what? LAPD SWAT, this week coming up, you're giving me an idea of how much General Zod was right. Just going to say that. If you're a chess playing motherfucker in the black community, you're ostracized. For people who didn't want white supremacy to come down on their necks like a guillotine, we sure prosecute and persecute our own people who love this fucking shit. And you have the audacity to say, well, red pill, men don't get women. Prove it. I'm not even red pill, I'm black pill. Tell me what woman. Folks, should I be an egomaniac and talk my shit? I'm trying to calm myself down in my 44 years of great years of life on this planet. This year alone, do you know how many beautiful older 20-year-olds and younger 30-year-olds been in my bedroom? I'm definitely gonna have to hide this fucking video from some of my female friends. But fuck it. Fuck it now. I guess we both ain't shit, huh? Being smart in the black community is a higher crime than being a goddamn thief, a drug smuggler, and a pedophile. There, I said it. There, I said it. You know, I am hot to the gills if I'm this late starting a live stream. Being a criminal is more accepting than being smart. ABM, Loss, LAPD SWAT, Andre, Namer, if y'all don't get your asses up in this panel to speak about this, because I'm going to keep on talking this shit today. Have you noticed that Rob and some other content creators who do comic books, anime, and geek culture look exactly and built exactly like FD Signifier, and they listen to this shit? How many times have I encouraged black men, young, middle-aged, and old, to work out? Have you noticed that? A lot of red pill guys actually went to the gym instead of spending their goddamn money on a bitch that don't give a fuck about them. How many red pill guys are going back and pursuing their education? I just heard one of my favorite content creators to say, nothing says I don't get any bitches than a red pill content creator. What's up, Chance? But yeah, that's the point. The nerds run the paleface community, but the thugs and the ne'er-do-wells run ours. Mm, 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 mm. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Dude, everybody got to take a shot at red pill content creators. Is it the fact that I got a confession to make? Y'all might not believe this. I know it might be a far stretch for some of you motherfuckers. I know. Forgive me for what I'm about to say. Are you ready for this confession? Give me a woo if you're ready. Give me a woo. I know. I got a confession to make. Father, forgive me because I have sinned. Because the God of War is about to come out. I got a confession to you all, my loyal subscribers. Are y'all ready for this confession? This is my confession. This is my burden. Just let me know when y'all ready to hear my burden and my confession. You may not believe this or not. Give me a second. This is a hard one to bear, my soul. I'm going to bear my soul on this one, folks. So give me a woo if y'all ready for this one. Are you ready? I know some of y'all catching up to the woos, and there's a little bit of a time delay. Believe it or not, Charles L. Faulkner Jr. is actually charming to the opposite sex. You may not believe that shit. It may be fictional to some of you, but Charles Faulkner Jr. has literally charmed the panties off of women just by meeting them on Facebook dating and saying these factual statements. I'm celebrating my birthday all month. My birthday's April 1st. Shorty says, it's my birthday as well. Oh, really? If you would like, you could come over for some drinks and smokes if you like. You know what? I really didn't celebrate my birthday that much, and I would love to come over, Charles. Fine. Cool. What's your address? Because I could either pick you up or send an Uber. Well, I'm off today, and I got to work the next day, so I come in late the next day for work, and I really do need a drink, and I do need to relax, and I do need a smoke. Cool. Whenever you're ready, here's my address. Whenever you're ready. Just like that. Less than a fucking paragraph. Be glad it is my burden. Thank God that it's not yours. Detractors of the red pill space. She said I had to get a quickie before you take me to work. Mm-mm-mm. Stuffy nose and all, bitches. And she was turning what, 27? I got another confession to make. Chat, forgive me because I probably do know what I've done. A few weeks ago, a 25-year-old was walking down the street, leaving her friend's house, having a good time. I'm leaving the cigar lounge and I'm parking my truck. She waves at me, I wave back. I give her the old cultural air. But how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm just leaving a cigar lounge, about to go home. Hey, I'm leaving my homegirl's house, having a good time. But I'm not ready to go home yet. What you about to do? Probably smoke one more cigar, watch a little Netflix, make a sandwich or two, drink a little bit more. What are you about to do? I don't have any plans, but I would love to join you. I said, you drink? Yeah. You smoke? Yeah. I usually smoke weed, but you could teach me how to smoke a cigar. Bet. Can I take a shower? I have a shower in my bedroom, baby. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yes. Oh, let's not go to the 45s. Let's not go to the 40-year-olds. What's up, Andre? Mm. As my boys would tell you, we already put up Hall of Fame numbers. We just do it for the game, the love of it. But real pill guys can't get women. In order to be red pill, you had to deal with women. If any nigga say I'm red pill and never had to deal with women, they're not red pill. What drinks did we have? Oh my god, she was on that fucking Martell Blue Swift with some LFD cigars. And she came to hang all night and all day long with your nigga. Whew. And you know what the fucked up part about it was? Go ahead, just tell me I'm not shit. I dropped her off at her baby daddy's house. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan Thee Stallion. Fuck it. I guess we both ain't shit. We both ain't shit. What's up, Loss? Loss, I got a confession, youngest in charge. I just found out I ain't shit.
You never claimed to be.
With this bottle in my hand, I never will. Woo! I'm red pill, man. Can't get women. Oh my god. The first time we connected, did you not talk about this indictment with shit coming over your house? Oh my god. I gotta get my inner Jimmy Swaggart out. I have sinned.
Oh, what shall we do?
Oh, I have sinned. There's only, I don't even think James Bond and toilet seats got more ass than I did. Lord, I ain't shit. Oh, congratulations, All Star G. Decorate that shit as nerdy as you can. Ah, but I ain't shit. Rob from Comics Explains that he listens to FD Signified. He speaks to him regularly. Classic Man D said, and I quote, "Ain't nothing talks about I don't get bitches other than more than a red pill content creator." How many times have motherfuckers seen the women I go out on dates with? Not only on my program, Art New Style, BGS.
How long is grown black men going to use you don't get bitches as cope? Just say you don't understand or you're just not down with it and keep it moving.
They can't because a man like you is actually married. You claimed your wife. Where's theirs? I love this shit.
I'm still suspicious about FD Signifier. I looked him up. He allegedly has a wife, supposedly. I seen pictures of. I guess that's his wife. Yeah, ain't all that. But
I,
I'm just suspicious about it. Though. Like I don't halfway believe it.
oh man, me personally, when I look at a guy like FD Signify, I personally think he's so deep in the closet that nigga's finding Christmas gifts.
He gonna fuck around and be like Christy Norm's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, did you hear about the shit he into?
Oh, he's in the wild shit, isn't he?
Yeah,
But
homie
yeah,
want to be he want to be a tranny.
But
They
yeah,
got the audio of him
He want to
talking
cross.
to his dominatrix chick that he was paying all this money to.
he want to dress up in front of a camera and get dominated. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Nah. Further than that, he wants to be a fucking tranny. They
mm-hmm,
got the audio.
mm-hmm.
Nah, homie is deep into that shit.
I'll tell you this, man. How many kids do you have, ABM?
I got 4.
Last time I checked, that doesn't sound like a man who can't.
I'm just saying, like, I get tired of grown ass black, like, it be grown ass adults saying that shit. You don't get bitches. Like, nigga, what is you, 20?
Exactly.
Like, grow the fuck up.
ABM, like Charles knows this, like the country simp at my job, like he constantly throws that at my face. Like, see, this is why you ain't getting none. Like I told you, he's a jail nigga. So I was like, bro, like, is that the only thing you can say to me?
I would ask him. I would ask him because I know that my Baltimore knees might slip up because my bros and you notice my godson's 22 married. 2 of my bros who are about to be 44 this year are married. One's married for 3 years, but went with the same woman for like 8. No, about close to 8. My other boy, and myself, we get more bitches and bras than Victoria's Secrets. You've never heard me or 90% of the content creators say we can't get women. Look at Mr. Z, long-term relationship, BGS, has grandchildren, which means he produced 3 times. BGS tells you about his many different exes. Art New Style, married, dated different foreign women, married to a black Brazilian, formerly married to a black American woman, dated many different women. Who else? Dr. Dunbar, handsome brother, dates many different women. Do I need to go on? Artisan MC, formerly married. I believe he has 2 children. Still dates whenever he wants to or choose to. Do I need to go on? See, the problem with it is that y'all confuse people like Fresh and Fit and others as red pill content creators. They're not. I like to call them sophomore high school content creators. They do not speak for the black manosphere.
I always tell people like, Fresh and Fit's cool. Like I will say like. I learned to list some credits. I mostly watch the interviews and the Mondays. Like I didn't know anything about credit, and now I'm like in the 700s because of them. And that's what I got from them. But I would say that's more entry level. If
Yeah,
you want to get into the deeper stuff, you go here. Like you go to your channel, BGS, Dr. T, all the PhDs. Like if you want to go deeper, you got to go to some. You got to go somewhere else. Like that's like all the stuff they said tell is like entry level.
it's entry
Like
level. It's like,
you and your rager period.
yeah. I'm gonna ask you, ABM and Andre, what's the deepest subject matter ever talked about that you heard?
What, in the red pill space period?
When I post a live stream, what's the deepest shit you heard me talk about?
When they came out with the abortion verdict, the Supreme Court abortion thing.
We went deep as shit, didn't we?
Yeah, that was deep.
What about you, Loss? What's the deepest thing you heard me speak on? Anybody in the chat, what's the deepest shit you heard me speak on?
I remember when you broke down that um, Air Force officer that got shot in his apartment and broke that down.
Mm-hmm.
And crazy enough, I actually know somebody that knew him that went to the same base with him. So that was a real personal situation for me too.
Yeah, broke it down like a shotgun. What's chat? What's some of the deepest shit you heard me speak of? Have you noticed Majority of the stuff I speak on is to save a black man's life, whether physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and definitely economically. How deep have I broke down cartoons and about their esoteric knowledge that you recall?
My bad. I was finishing up a game, but yeah, to that the answer to that question, I mean, like for me personally, I would say would be after like your grandfather passed when you were talking about like your relationship with them.
Deep as hell, right? This is a man.
Yeah.
You like Naruto, right?
Yeah.
This man was the real life Naruto. Imagine being 12 years old on the family farm and you see light in the distance. And it was the clan in North Carolina, Windsor, North Carolina, Bertie County. The clan coming to steal your family's fucking land. You're 11, 12 years old, and you got to be a trigger puller with a shotgun or a fucking rifle or a handgun. Because, panel, chat, what would happen if they would have got to that fucking farm and got inside?
Take your shit, cause ma'am.
Go deeper, please. What would happen if they got inside that fucking house on the family farm? Number one, I wouldn't be here. This, or discussing standards in the military and the need to raise standards. When do I talk about I can't get a bitch? I can't get a woman. When does FD Signifier talk about saving black men's lives? Go ahead, ABM.
Who said red pill don't get women?
I remember Classic Man D, and I love his content. And he said, nothing says I can't get bitches like a red pill content creator. And then shout out to Ray Hama pointing out that Rob from Comics Explained says that he listens to FD Signifier and speaks to him all the time. And a lot of these dudes.
I mean, that must be like a thing that's going on in that space. I mean, in general, that shit goes around, but because I was listening to like Critical Drinker, he was up on Nerdrotics panel and fucking they were having like they spoke about the manosphere in passing. They're just like, oh, pretty much that shit that those guys talk about is just online. It doesn't exist in real life and shit.
When have we learned that this shit exists in reality?
And the funny thing about it too is like a lot of the stuff they say, particularly those two that I mentioned, are shit that is said in the space a lot. So they're
Because
obviously listening and they know of it, but then they're trying to distance themselves from it.
I'm going to ask Lost a question. Hey, Lost, remember when you were in my messages? We're not going to name content creators, but how quickly did somebody take my idea that I did weeks ago?
Like that.
Proving it, right?
Yeah, but I also will say, uh, particularly like I will say I've seen the topic bounce around a couple places, but certain individuals they've been talking about it, and now they just finally did a show for some odd reason. I don't know.
And even when people do the show, I don't even hate on them
Man, call names out. Fuck all that.
because here's the point. Have you learned through BGS and others. Hell, let's call my man Artisan MC. Artisan MC would give you probably some of the best comic book, black geek, and black nerd, or nerd and geek culture, period, on any space. The only issue he suffers from what I do, and I get the name. How would I say it? The algorithm does not like him like me.
Oh,
And
since you brought up Artisan, I
and like
specifically fucking
and I'm
oh
white.
sorry.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you to the floor. And how many white boys steal his shit? But Artisan gives you the real shit. But go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like in the past, I have told Artisan and I tagged him in a few videos where like he was talking about some shit on the stream, and then coincidentally, I'm seeing like on these bigger channels they're talking about the exact same thing. Like not even like a day later. Sometimes it's even the fucking same night.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever noticed when I speak about certain subjects? Have you noticed what I always say? Introduce yourself in a stream. All my day one A1s will do it immediately. But I could tell when people are watching and taking my shit. Why? Because my fucking count of people live viewing me will go down. I'm going to say this. I can't get women. But last night we had Women of the Past on the panel. Was she not elegant? Did she not have a good time speaking to all the men on the panel?
She was
Yeah, she
lovely.
seemed decent.
I wish I would have hopped on.
Have you noticed that was the woman we talk about versus the women you hear are fucking loudmouth, combative? Here's a secret. Did you notice she answered questions directly and was still in her femininity? She was not rude to one man, and not one man was rude to her. Did you notice that, fellas? She was so elegant that the fellas let her talk and not interrupt her. That shows you that we have enough class and grace when we see an elegant, well spoken, peaceful, fun loving, feminine woman on the panel. You're right. Her demeanor was her true superpower. Almost bashful, even. Thank you once again for joining the panel, Woman of the Past. You, Toya, Arya, Reigning Woman, Asada Muhammad, you are the most lovely women who give us hope in this space. If we didn't get women, why would women like that who were in their feminine demeanor, their elegance, associate themselves with us? Even when I was on Roger's channel, and I gave Toya her flowers, I said, let's not be coy. I'll use a perfect example of Toya. Toya would tell you when she was over 300 pounds. But you know what Toya always said? I was always this jovial. I love being feminine. I love being joyful. When she lost the weight, nothing changed. You know what that proves to you? Why will she be forever loved? Because she loved herself first. She didn't let her disposition become her destination. Why would an elegant woman hang around us, scallywags and ne'er-do-wells? A red pill content creator is not about hating women. A red pill content creator, a true red pill content creator, is about speaking truth to form, even if it means I gotta talk about the men fucking up on their masculinity as well as a woman fucking up on her femininity. If channels like mine, BGS, Art New Style, and others did not exist, imagine, not saying that Loss couldn't handle his own shit, because obviously he can. Imagine the advice that was given to him because he had this network of this space when he was dealing with a belligerent ass female on his job. Especially when she tried to use, thank you, Dr. T.S.R. Johnson, blue leashing. And not just any type of blue leashing, the most damning blue leashing, her husband. How ugly could it have been? Because we've been all in our 20s and not knowing what to do. But how powerful is it when you got somebody in your corner that says, hey, you do this? And you better tell them before she makes a point of it, because she will. Everybody tells a black boy to think, but nobody ever tells a black boy or a black man how to think. See, the problem with this shit here is that we got too many motherfuckers in our business that don't even know it. Shout out to Mr. Z. FD came over to Mr. Z's shit because he thought Mr. Z was the weakest link. I am so jealous of Mr. Z because I was praying for FD Signifier to come to my channel. I would have prayed for that shit. Maybe it's the arrogant ass Baltimorean in me. Maybe it's that Aries arrogant ass attitude, the God of War. Maybe because I am that guy who likes to be the champion, and I love a giant to slay. I love a fucking dragon to fight, a mountain to climb. Oh, my little brother, Mr. Z, I'm so jealous of you. That motherfucker came for you. But I'm so proud of that motherfucker because he handled this shit gangster style like a true soldier.
And now Mr. Z is single on the market now, so he's really going to be experiencing what's happening out here.
And Mr. Z debunked every goddamn thing he said with receipts. How many times have I told people I'm no respecter of religion, I'm no respecter of persons, I'm no respecter of economic status, no respecter of occupation, no respecter of educational status, no respecter of anything except your character. Your character shows. Nobody gives a fuck how smart you are if you're rude to everybody. Nobody gives a fuck about what you could do if you can't communicate precisely. When you walk around like you're the smartest motherfucker that God ever laid eyes upon, you find one cruel fate for you, and it's called there's always somebody better. Whoo! Job had to learn. Remember when I read the book of Job a few days before my birthday? And God had the son Job. Why did you take all this stuff from me, oh Lord? Was it yours to give in the first place, or was it mine to give and to take? Where were you when I separated the firmament from the land, from the sky? Where were you when I said, "Let there be light"? Can you make the beast, the Leviathan, with all this power, shut its mouth? God literally told Job, "What consequence are you to me with such pale comparisons?" That's some deep shit, isn't it? How do you listen to red pill statements? How do you listen to men whose families been torn apart by this draconian child support and child custody courts and say all you hear are men who can't get women? Incel behavior be damned, okay? Do you know how some of my friends haven't seen their daughters in a year and a half, close to 2 years?
Shoot, one of my coworkers at the job, he hasn't seen his baby since she was in diapers. She's about like 7 or 8, and she doesn't know where she's at.
But yet, we live in a land that's not supposed to have a debtor's court, but we have child support. We're not supposed to have a debtor's court, but how many people are put in jail because of taxes? Make sense of that shit. What consequence are you to me? I'll ask any of these guys, and I love Plastic Man D. I'm proud of you for making your million subscribers. But guess what, Rob from Comics Explain, FD, you get to make all this money, all this fame, all the subscribership because you don't talk about the deep, ugly conversations that we do in this space. The so-called biggest red pill fucking person y'all fear is a half black man that you try to lock up in Eastern Europe, and then come to find out you need him to talk to the boys to get back on the plantation of, what is it, feminism. And feminism said was a failing art anyway. Well, my friend told me, I'm looking for a partner. I said, please don't ever, if we make it official, don't ever say I'm your partner. We are not equals. There are some things you can do that I can't, and there are some things I can do that you can't. We're not partners. We're not the Heart Foundation. We're not the Legion of Doom. We're not a law firm. Because guess what? Anytime I'm spending time with you and somebody kicks in that door, you expect me to defend you with my life. Well, are you going to do the same? Then we're not partners. But every time we can pick, when I spoke about esoteric things in cartoons, of how He-Man gets his power from his ancestor King Grayskull, which was a black man. That's why you notice in the cartoon he gets darker. Where does Lionel put the fucking, the Eye of Thunder when he's lifting up the Sword of Omens to say, Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. The pineal gland, which is the what? The third eye. And what do we call the little circle in Thundercats? The Eye of Thunder.
Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Oh.
What does it mean, folks, to ask God for sight beyond sight? Anybody want to take a stab at that? Pun intended for the sword. You're asking God for foresight and wisdom to see before you take a journey and how to judge it forward. You're asking for otherworldly knowledge. But yet, nobody will say anything about those videos. All you hear is niggas can't get bitches. Niggas complain about bitches. Niggas. You won't hear about how young black men should join the military, police, and the fire departments to become not only into the middle class, ushered automatically, but to become a strong voting bloc and to change the narrative within 5 to 10 years from black men are lazy, black men are thugs, black men are baby mama makers to every time I see a black man, he's in a uniform protecting or in a position of power.
And what do they fucking talk about other than be a Democrat? FD signifier, consciously. What do they have for you except be a Democrat?
You want me to answer that in 2 sentences?
Kissing kissing ass, women's asses.
I'll answer that in 2 sentences. Very short sentences. Winners think about winning, losers think about the winners. If there was no Kevin Samuels, what content would FD Signifier have?
There's no individual thought though. There's no original thought to nothing. None of these people ever um have to say with their content. Notice all their shit is Democrat, liberal, progressive. You know, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, white people shit.
Yeah. Have you noticed when I showed you the difference between how Nashville handled an active threat versus Uvalde? Was that not a very informational and educational ABM?
Yeah.
And how did I break that shit down?
You broke it down like an experienced law enforcement officer slash army veteran, somebody that actually seen actual fucking combat. And then you got fat fucks like FD Signifier who can only talk about the little shit he talks about because what the fuck else does he know? I mean, let's just be real. FD Signifier was nothing but the kid in school that nobody. He was invisible.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't on the sports team. You wasn't one of the cool kids. You wasn't one of the delinquent kids, the hard headed. You was invisible, bro.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean. Fast forward to now. Now you know what I mean. They got the social media, and this is the curse of social media. You know what I mean. It's the same thing. FD Signifier is the left version of. I don't know. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. He's the okay. If this was wrestling, FD Signifier would be the baby face and Fresh and Fit would be the heels. Because you're all the same cornballs.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about somebody who didn't get pussy. I mean, okay, we understand Myron is fucking gay. I mean, it is what it is. He's gay. He's in the closet. I don't know why he's still in the closet. Like that closet door is open, bro. All you gotta do is just step on out.
That motherfucker found a Christmas gift, isn't he?
His man. His man. I mean, you never had a fine bitch in your life until you got money. No offense, but come on. I mean, just look at him.
I mean, he was a D1 athlete in college, so he got a little something. He got something at least.
I didn't know how. was a D1 sport.
Yeah, yeah, he was
No homo, no homo. It wasn't because of his looks. I'm just saying.
yeah,
No.
he was a D1 athlete for rowing.
Oh, he ain't getting no ass. Come on, man. Who the fuck is fuck? Come on, yo. Let's be real.
Who the fuck is fucking the niggas off the rowing team?
Nigga, if it ain't the basketball team or the football team, I don't want to hear about it, bro. And I'll accept wrestling.
And guess what? Go out to the Midwest. Go out to Iowa, Nebraska, and see how much fucking ass the wrestlers get.
Like, let's be real.
Nobody,
And FD Signify, I mean, he's a beta.
he's a puffball.
He's a beta.
I mean, I remember that podcast with him and his wife, and he was just you could see like how the dynamic is between them two.
That motherfucker runs his ass like the Citadel.
Like, let's be fucking real, dude.
You don't hear. Go ahead.
I don't care. You got 1 million subscribers, bro. We know what your audience is. Your audience is the green hair motherfuckers. Your audience is the wearers. That's your audience. Your audience ain't black people. It sure as fuck ain't black men.
Not straight.
You can't sit in front of a room full of black men, straight black men talking the shit you talking. Niggas would laugh your ass right about the room. Get the fuck out of here.
You're lucky they
Young boys, can you imagine FD Signifier in a room filled with pants sagging, shiesty mask wearing ass young YNs talking the shit he talking?
I don't think he
So they would run him right on out the damn room. Man, get the fuck out of here.
And ABM, the crazy thing is, I hate to admit it, like we share the same alma mater, and even he couldn't pull that stuff on campus.
I mean, just call it what it is. You got backing. That's what it is. You got backing. The same way Conscious Lee got backing. He's a Democrat. He's a paid Democrat.
Same with that Soy Boy podcast that they was laughing about Kev's death.
Sucker shit. Shit you learn growing up in the hood, yo. One of the first things you learn as a little boy. Don't be the sucker nigga.
No.
Don't be the sucker nigga on the fucking block. You got a problem with somebody? Yo, you can't. Like me and Charles from Baltimore. We both from the east side.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my language. Real niggas understand, you know what I mean, what it is, yo. You come outside, you talking to somebody, you bringing up some dude, yeah, I don't like him, yeah, such and such. So, yo, niggas would tell you straight up, like, yo, what you telling me for? Go tell him that.
Yeah.
Like, niggas would tell you immediately, you know what I'm saying? Because they're teaching you something. Don't come around us with that bitch shit. You got a problem with the guy, go take your fucking problem to the guy. Where was FD Signified when Kevin Samuels was alive? See, if you was an outside kid, you would have understood that FD Signified, but you wasn't an outside kid. You was an in-the-house ass little kid. So you didn't learn that lesson of manhood. And all these motherfuckers want to talk about the problems that black men have. How many times have y'all heard me say it? The problem with black men is the number one problem, a lack of fucking brotherhood.
Say it again for the niggas in the back, please.
The hell you talking about a dead man for? Nigga, I'm old enough to remember when you had to stop what you was doing when a funeral procession was going down the street.
And you took your goddamn hat
and you had to take your hat off.
You took your goddamn hat off to show respect.
That's just some sucker shit. You had every opportunity. All these people who claimed they had such a problem, everybody had to make their videos about Kevin Samuels. But the one thing these punk motherfuckers didn't do was when he had his smoke show, call him up and have the discussion, have the debate live on the fucking air. Motherfuckers was too scared. You scared you're going to lose a fucking conversation. But when he died, now you want to talk shit. That's some sucker shit.
You know, let's go.
And you as a man should not want to be known as a fucking sucker. But these motherfuckers These cornball niggas that was invisible in school, that nobody ever paid no attention to. These little niggas who couldn't come outside. Mommy didn't let you outside with the real niggas. You never learned these lessons growing up.
Okay, keeps
So
keep.
now you think because you got a subscriber account, a subscriber count, you think you can make up new rules now. Oh, I can be a sucker now. It's okay. Oh, I can talk shit about dead people, but it's okay because I got a million subs. Get the
I
fuck
remember
out of
when
here with that weak ass shit.
I remember when Mark Lamont Hill talked about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing
Another
right after
bitch
her
nigga.
death.
Another bitch nigga.
And
Mhm.
literally, he had all that time to debate, have a conversation with her. Man, Tariq and the whole conscious community tore into his ass for years about that shit.
And Mark Lamont Hill didn't flopped everywhere he didn't fucking went. Every network they ever fucking put him on, he flopped. And they fired his ass. They booted him off CNN. Then he was on that what was that fucking network they tried to pretend was a black network? It was really owned by like an Arab
Um,
or some shit.
what was that? Fucking.
I
Yeah,
forget the name of it. The shit went out of business because it was bullshit. Nobody watched it.
what El Jazeera or whatever the fuck it was.
Nah, not Al Jazeera. That's a credible network. I'm talking about some other shit he was on.
Mm.
And he was on there and shit, and he never got no fucking views. Nobody cares about what Mark Lamont Hill is talking about. That nigga up there debating Candace Owens talking about men can have babies and all this weird ass shit. Once again, these niggas is Democrats.
And this nigga
And Mark Lamont Hill loves to lie his ass off. He loves to pretend he's not a Democrat. Try to pretend like he's a like Green Party and shit. Like, man, shut the fuck up, nigga. You ain't nothing but another one of these fucking soy boy ass Democrat, liberal, progressive ass niggas, man. And you wonder why nobody watch you, and you wonder why they boot you off every network you ever get put on. Cause you fucking corny and nobody watch you. You got no sway in the black community at all, none.
I couldn't say it better than myself.
You can't sit in a room full of black men with that bullshit. Niggas would run you up out the room. They would laugh your ass right up out the room talking that garbage. The problem is that when you come to the black manosphere, that's when you hear the real shit.
That's when you hear shit other than teach.
And Charles, you're never gonna have, you're probably never gonna go back to the days of 200-300 on a stream and shit because niggas do not want to hear real shit. These motherfuckers, like even something, a lot of the dudes that come to the black manosphere, they just want to talk about Keisha all day and Keisha this and Keisha that. When you start getting on some manhood shit, that turn these niggas off, man.
What happened? What happened?
That's and that's why you have weak ass niggas like FD Signify in the first fucking place. You niggas do not want to be men no fucking more. You just want to sit around all fucking day long and talk shit about black women and black women, black women. Nigga, damn.
Have you noticed?
We get it.
Have you noticed my viewership went down when I dedicated my shit to being the Crucible?
Yeah.
When I dedicated my shit on what real men do. Why?
Like I told you, it's pussy. All these niggas want to talk about is motherfucking pussy. It's dick and pussy all day long. All day, all year.
Like
Talk some real man shit. These niggas get bored. They don't want to hear. I don't want to hear all that. Try to talk about politics. I don't want to hear all that. I ain't interested in that. These niggas want to talk about pussy all day.
I'm gonna ask you this, ABM. Where was FD signifying his ilk? You want to debate about my discussion about the Nashville versus Uvalde and what a man's supposed to do? Why don't they come to these panels when I'm talking about how black men need to arm themselves to protect themselves and their family and their communities? Isn't that manly? Why can't we talk about getting military officers? Why is it that We got to do pussy politics over survival. But guess what? Some of you motherfuckers got sons and daughters. And guess what Congress is going to do? Congress, believe it or not, is going to fuck your daughters, go to the fucking selective service since you bitches said you equal.
Yeah.
But you don't talk about that.
And niggas like Conscious Lee and FD Signifier and Mark Lamont Hill are part of the fucking blame for that. When your fucking daughter gets drafted, why do you think that is that they're bringing this back? Why do you think the whole conversation of conscription is coming back? You think these people just randomly decided to make this happen just out of the blue? Or do you think that something's coming? This Iran shit is nothing. We'll look back on it 50 years from now. Historians will be looking back on it 50 years from now, and this might be the precursor to World War III.
Yeah.
Or this might be the catalyst, you know what I mean, that kicked it off.
But guess what I predicted years ago? I don't call it World War III. I call it the War of Threes. The war of ideology, the war of race, and the war of what? Resources. Does that make sense to anybody?
Makes sense to me.
How many times have you heard that? And even longer with Bay, I wish he was here. Why don't you black men carry?
Because they're too busy chasing pussy. And people like FD Signifier is against it. He's all for the Democrat, liberal, progressive, we need stronger gun control. He's a fucking Democrat. You can't talk pro-gun and be a Democrat. How does that work? How does that work? How you a Democrat and you pro-gun?
How did black people get out of slavery?
I was talking to my man Dr. Short last week, and we was talking about carrying, and he brought up a good point. He said the rifle is a symbol of freedom for the black man.
Say it again for the niggas in the back, please.
And you got weak ass niggas out here telling you to be a fucking Democrat. And I'm not trying to be too political, but I'm just saying,
Hey,
you got people like FD Signifier trying to convince you that you're not a real black man if you're not a Democrat. And then in the same conversation, want to talk about white supremacy. Sounds if you really believe in white supremacy, sounds like you want to have as many guns as you can have. But see, that's a little too manly for a lot of black men nowadays.
Why do you think America made the Second Amendment second to your right of your fucking Bill of Rights? Y'all want to hear some of the wisest shit I heard from a retired detective from Baltimore City Police? He said if you took the guns away from the citizens, what do you make them? You make them subjects. You're not a citizen in the United Kingdom. What are you? You're a subject to someone else's rule. Black men, Christmas addicts, didn't defend this country with prayer, goodwill. He's the first, not just black man, he's the first man, period, to defend this country, kill and die for it. He was the hero of the day. Go to any goddamn true historian and ask them about Christmas addicts. And they will show you he was the hero of the day. before George Washington, before Thomas Jefferson, before Benjamin Franklin.
If you love black women so much, how do you plan on protecting them?
Say that again. No, say that. I can't let you go in on that shit, my nigga.
Take one look at FD Signify and ask yourself, has he ever had a fist fight in his life? Let alone did he win? Just look at him and ask yourself, has he ever had a fist fight before?
When
Look
the
I
at
can
dope,
tell.
consciously.
I can
Look,
tell that he's been beat up in his life.
when the
look at
dope,
consciously.
I bet you.
Take a good look at consciously
I bet you
and
he.
ask yourself, has he ever had a fist fight?
I look at Conscious Lee and wonder if he's on the spectrum.
Hmm.
That's what I look at. I look at a spectrum kid. You want to tell me what did that one motherfucker tell me in my chat who was too cocky to come up? Where are you, W? Gonna ask me, are you willing to fight? Nigga, I fought.
Mark Lamont Hill. You nigga, you're not even sexually attracted to women. Where you get off lecturing me?
I don't think he's sexually attracted to anything but himself.
A husband and a father. Who all my kids live in my house, by the way. Except my oldest son. He's kind of transitioning.
He's about to become his own man.
Yeah. And I'm letting him.
And here's the up part, right? I had a guy tell me, how you know you're a good father? We don't judge a tree just by its bark. We also judge it by the fruit it bears. How honorable is it that my son saw 6 dudes about to jump his boy and he jumps in it? Is that honorable?
How do I know I'm a good father? My fucking kids tell me.
Exactly. And they prove it. That same kid who jumped in must have been putting hands on people like a Baptist preacher doing goddamn 7 Days Ablaze revival. So much so that instead of coming back the next day, they brought 40 motherfuckers.
How do I know I'm a good father? My middle school son and my high school daughter both made Dean's List.
Exactly. How do I know I'm a good father? My son's going to be a fucking nationally recognized EMT. I never had to get my son out of juvie. I never had to get my son out of illicit or illegal shit. My son went from actually deficiency to being able to read past his grade level when I got finished with him. Oh, let's talk about how do I know I'm a good father? Because his mother even said so. How do I know I'm a good father? My ex-girlfriends said so. My mother, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunts, uncles, great aunts, uncles, my community said so. My godsons say so because I've been a father to them. See, you never hear a motherfucker like FD Signifier bring anybody up he raised, he mentored, he groomed. You never hear that, right? When do y'all hear my godson speak? I would hold panels with younger millennials and younger Generation Z's. When the fuck did you do it? How do I know I'm a good father? Ask my nephew and my niece, my sister. My nephew not only wanted to join the army because I did, he said, send me to the place he went to basic. And he did. To honor me. His father did not get the graduation ticket. I did. But we worried about pussy politics. We worried about pussy politics, my nigga. You want to talk about being in a fight? Motherfuckers like him only fight when there's double downs being served by KFC. How do you know I'm a good man? There's not one woman I've been with, either just a friend, just messing around, or in intimate relationships who said I never felt safe around you. Even when they tried to hurt my feelings, they had to apologize for saying I never felt safe because they knew that was a blessed lie. My network made you feel safe when you were miles away from me. People who respected me and what I stood for made sure you and your children were safe when I wasn't physically there, all for the strength of me. That's masculinity. How the fuck can you tell me you're a real man and you don't have the capabilities of protecting your fucking family, your community, and your society? But I get some fucking nameless motherfucker with a W on his name. Are you willing to fight? Nigga, I fought. Why do you think I proudly wear my fucking combat veteran hat? Why do you think I wear my fucking shit from Baltimore police? I earned it. I remember my boy Josh, who used to work with me, and his wife, his ex-girlfriend, tried to act like he wasn't brave. I said, wait a minute, shorty. Did you ever fight over a gun? This motherfucker fought a suspect over a gun and won. The look on her face, oh, you do it. See how you make out. You know how many people's lives I've saved? In Baltimore and in the sandbox? Even on Mr. Fantastic show. When he said, oh man, I was serving the same time. You might have been the QR that saved our lives. If I was a phony motherfucker, nobody would be here at this time of day. Real, recognize real, A1, day one. You can't get women. The most red pill motherfuckers in history had women. The most black pill motherfuckers had women. Why? Because they understood female nature for what it was and not what they wanted to be. Do you know how many chicks see my action figure collection in my bedroom and they're intrigued by it? I'm as nerdy as it gets. My friends will tell you, when you get to know Charles, coolest motherfucker. Doesn't give a fuck he's nerdy. Cool as shit. Love it. Hell, we got into some of the shit because of Charles. Hell, we had to ask Charles what my son was talking about or my daughter's talking about because you were already into shit. And it brought their relationship with their kids closer. I wish these motherfuckers stopped trying to curse the name of better men than them. But yet, it's all about pussy politics. And you wonder why you can't get over. Thank you, Sandog, for saying the phrase that pays. Black men need to get out of this fucking idol worship of women.
Charles,
When
as we
Charles
speak,
fought to give you...
Pussy worship. Thank you.
Yep.
Charles, as we
When
speak,
Charles Faulkner gives you an option... Hey, Losh, you trying to get in?
yeah, Charles, as we speak, I'm in the gym.
Come out and come back in because I can't hear you.
Shoot.
Unless I need to go back out.
ABM, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta come back in and out.
When Charles Faulkner says, look, I had more ass than James Bond in toilet seats, it's not bragging. It's the fact that guess what? I've lived a life. I've went through experiences. Guess what? I teach young men the options.
Can you hear me
I
now?
will actually say some of them bitches I should have avoided.
Charles, can you hear me now?
Hold on, let me go out. Go ahead, Lost. What were you saying?
Laws, can you hear Charles?
Oh, he's muted. Hey, Lost, you there? God, I hate this fucking update. StreamYards need to do a major update to get this shit right, man. You're killing the flows. Well, not you, Lost, but StreamYards, y'all be killing some flows. I've told motherfuckers, you may or may not want to travel that path because in our generation, okay, let's try this. Can you hear us, Lost?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Now, what
Can
we
you hear me?
yeah, you good. Go ahead, say your part.
But I was saying like, hey, it's about 5 a.m. I'm in the gym right now. FD and them pussies probably editing a video about what we got going on.
I hope so. I want a good laugh. Well, you know, these men talk about how many women they slept with, all this other shit, and blah 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 blah, and backety smackety. Guess what? I talk about not being with a woman you love. Be with a woman you like as well. My main chick took me out. Never slept with her yet. Went to her house. Went to her house Friday afternoon. She cooked a full meal. Sat on her damn deck in PG. Had a good old time. Listening to the same music I listen to. Sat right there with her legs in my lap, and then she sat in my lap, enjoying our time. It's not about getting women. All these niggas talk about red pill women, this red pill that. Guess what I preach? I preach becoming a better fucking man. Because if you're a better man, you build a better society. But y'all don't want a better man. You want a better slave. You want a better slave. That's all. Oh, you can't get women. You mad because no, I'm not mad. You know, there's times as a single 44-year-old man, I've cut off more chicks in 1 week. Four. Four. I just said I don't. You're not a blessing to me. I don't need to talk to you. That's not bragging. That's called discernment. Why chase something that number one you don't need to chase, and number two that doesn't want to be caught? If she ain't dropping the handkerchief and putting the notice out, why chase it? But yet, you get a bunch of young Z's or older Z's playing in their hair. Not one of them look like they talk to women. Not one of them look like they'll defend their community or their people. And they'll talk about, well, this Kevin said, I thought it was wrong. No, Kevin Samuels was not lambasting women. He was just telling the truth about where they stood. What's wrong with an average man if you're an average woman? Well, I feel as though that I can deserve more. Why? Because social media told you? Social media lies.
Charles, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be real about my generation. A lot of the niggas are walking around a bitch made.
Definitely.
Like I grew up around a lot of older men. Like it's just I meet some of them and then I was like, I just shake my head. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do nothing with this.
You feel alone, don't you, sometimes?
Oh yeah. Like don't get me wrong, like when the turn up happens and the party happens, but there's not a lot of people I can talk to. That's why me and my homeboy, we be like on the phone for like 2 to 3 hours because like we're kind of the only people that can talk to each other on certain topics.
Yeah. That's why I love being at my boy's house when we had a get together. We made a promise at least once or twice a month to meet up. This is the 30th year we've been brothers. Even when they had an issue, they stepped outside and talked their issues out. We dropped knowledge on each other. Definitely talk shit about each other. Definitely drop knowledge. Even my godson, who's been married for a year, they dropped heavy knowledge on him. There's shit that I had to show him esoterically, and I showed him about what you need to be as a man, not just a married man, but also a soldier. You want to be in charge? What did Pantho say to Lionel? If it means fighting a friend, I don't have what it takes. Pantho called to him and said, well, nigga, that's what we here to find out. Fight. Because if you want to be the leader, there may be people you're close to that challenge your authority, and you got to put them back in their place and say, whoa, Kibo Sabi, I was voted as leader unanimously. This is where I rule. This is the sovereign. I love you, but I'm going to stop you. And if you really love your brother, you will whoop your brother's ass before he does something that destroys you, destroys his family, destroys himself. This is what real men do. If y'all don't mind me speaking on this panel and chat, we got to go a little black pill about it. My boys of the last 30 years said if you're not a good father to your children and you're not putting forth great effort, we're going to bank your ass. And for those of you who are not familiar with Baltimorean lingo, that means we're going to jump your ass. Is that black men holding black men accountable? But let that chick raise hell. We're in your corner 100,000%. But you, make sure you're putting up your effort so we can combat hers if she does not let you see your child. And thankfully, through guile, style, intelligence, and profile, those who had trouble with that, we got them. We made sure, or they made sure their own to get full custody. And we kept a network where they couldn't manipulate any one of us from our children. That's a brotherhood, a support system. Not only to support you to become great, but also to hold your ass accountable. I tell anybody, I'm not above reproach. If I did something wrong, my boys will tell me. Just like if they want the truth, they'll ask me. But this is the problem. Everybody wants to turn up, but nobody wants to turn in work. This is why they want to change the narrative of masculinity. You know why? Because they couldn't hack it. They couldn't make it. We have an old army we had an old army cadence. Somebody not gonna make it. Somebody just can't take it. That's what I hear from a lot of these motherfuckers. You forsaken masculinity so much. These niggas been whining and worshiping black women for so long, they starting to look and act like them. When you look at those guys, do they look like black men who actually go to a gym? Who actually give a fuck about their...
It sounded like I was sitting in a beauty salon.
Yeah.
Like it was just the obnoxious laugh, and like, he's dead. I was like this would never go down in the barbershop.
And this is where I blame modern men. You check a motherfucker who disgraces the dead, especially a man who was trying to help your community become healed and whole again. The same motherfuckers who will talk about Kevin Samuels dying are the same motherfuckers who will talk shit about Brother Malcolm and Dr. King. You gonna make fun? B. Simone should have been shut out of the black community forever and a day for besmirching the name of Dr. King. Oh, well, he cheated on his wife. How the fuck you know? All you motherfuckers say the government's corrupt, but all of a sudden somebody say something bad about a black man, the government is the absolute authority, right?
And so what if he did?
You rather listen to a cross-dressing, manic depressant J. Edgar Hoover talk about Dr. King than respect the man who gave blood for your fucking freedom.
But so what if he did cheat on his wife?
Go ahead, baby. I couldn't hear you. That's why I went back out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
So what if he did cheat on his wife?
So what?
So fucking what if he did? And
was his work more important?
That eliminates everything he accomplished, everything he achieved. For the job he didn't even fucking want, for the position he never asked for. So you niggas 60 years later can go vote for Democrats. So you can sit down on a fucking bus where you want to. But throw it all away. Let's throw it all away because he had cheated on his wife, allegedly.
A lot of people don't realize that Martin Luther King had a choice to marry a white woman and live his own life, but he chose to be a martyr for our people.
Do you hear his wife complaining? So why are you complaining?
And guess what? How gangster was Coretta Scott King? How gangster was she when she told him, his work is more important than what the fuck you gonna show me? Paraphrasing, of course. Hell, she might have said it just like that. But you'll believe a fucking government official who has a vested interest in destroying your heroes. Are you fucking black people insane?
And that's why black men don't step up. You motherfuckers don't appreciate when black men do. The very fucking people who want to slander Dr. King, slander Malcolm X, and anybody else who ever tries to do anything, you then turn around and say black men don't lead and black men don't protect black women. Good. I'm glad you're not protecting. I'm glad black men don't lead shit. Good.
But
you don't fucking deserve it.
But once again, ABM, what's the first fucking rule of protection?
Obedience.
Do we have the most obedient women?
No, we have the most rebellious.
And guess what happens with your protection?
Oh, ABM. Don't forget most traitorous also.
Hmm.
The most rebellious, the most traitorous, the most masculine. Do it your fucking selves.
You're strong.
Do it your fucking self. I think black men should mentor these fatherless boys. Fuck you. I'm not doing it.
No,
You
fuck,
can.
fuck.
Hats off to all the niggas that do, but I'm not.
I used to do it, but I said, wait a minute. I had to be very black pill. Why should I make more competition for my son when you don't give a fuck about children?
Thank you.
If you gave a fuck about that child's father, you would have gave him the best father possible. I had to talk about my ex one time. I lay into her ass. Why didn't you marry your two daughters' father? Well, he was a great provider, but the house got raided. So you turned a blind eye on him selling drugs because he had a little job. As long as he was providing shit. But once the fucking door kicks in, that's the limit. I said, how the fuck do you even justify that shit? This is the reason why none of you bitches were smart enough to say, hey, when I was in the army and my military prime, I need to stick with this nigga because he's gonna have some benefits later on down the line. But no, you wanted that now drug dealer money. Well, he was a damn good. Why are you worried about a provider so you can save your fucking money? What are you invested in? I'm sorry. That's why I believe in that 50-50. Yes, my father said you pay bills like nobody exists, but guess what? If you don't make that goddamn humming, invest in something or some things in the house that you live, she's using that money to work against you. I'm sorry. Too fucking stubborn to dictate what you want out of a woman. Either that or too scared. Shameful. But red pill men don't get pussy. That's is that the best we come up with? Red pill men don't get pussy. Like really? I, let me go black pill about that shit. A few years ago, several years ago now, Robert F. Smith, richest black man in America, one of the top richest men on the planet, period, gave 400 young men their freedom papers at Morehouse years ago. This is why the communities failed. None of these black mothers got their fucking college age black girls and say, go marry that nigga. 400 men. You got a pick of the litter. They're not coming out with debt and they got freedom. You go marry them motherfuckers. Not one. Not one. Told their daughters, this is your husband. Pick one. You got 400 to choose from. If you couldn't pick 400 men who were given their freedom papers by a black billionaire, multi-billionaire, the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? Simple mathematics. The best way the best time for a black woman to find a black educated man is during college, statistically. But no, no. This is what the fuck you want. You want men to get some disposable income. So either A, they waste it and it doesn't hurt you, or B, they die trying to get it.
Well, Charles, that's easy. Like, you know, they ain't the flies dude. They ain't the drug dealer, the scammer.
Yeah,
They in the library studying. It's not exciting.
yeah. And then the fucked up part about the whole thing, you still, because with your daughters, your granddaughters, and some of your great granddaughters, well, if he can't do this to you, he ain't worth shit. It's disturbing. It's really fucked up. But we still gonna talk about not getting pussy in the freest time in history that pussy's been available. Come on now. Now we're gonna look at the community as it is right now and say, you're telling me we can't have more black swimmers? And this is what you come back to. A knock on the door to say, hey, I'm just coming in. I'm not bothering. No, you don't want that. You don't want that guy to be, what the fuck's going on in my household? We need to get this shit straight. I mean, may it serve where it lays. Let me get out of here, folks. Till next time, probably later today. Whoo! Peace.
Woo!
Woo!